So what are crowds really like here in Animal Kingdom, and what do you need to do to have the best day? We're gonna find out. Good morning, everybody. So we've made it to Animal Kingdom. The park has been open for about an hour, so as you can see, the lines aren't too bad right now. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, pretty much was able to walk right up, moved very quickly. Right where you can first see the Tree of Life is also a great indicator of crowds. It's looking pretty busy this morning, so I'm excited to see what the day will look like for us. Alright, so I just checked out the wait times this morning, and of course, no surprise to me, the biggest time and the longest wait this morning is over here in Pandora for Flight of Passage. It's looking at like 165 minutes right now. That's a pretty long wait. I've got my book, I've got my phone chargers, and we're gonna head into the Valley of Moara and see if it's actually 165 minutes. Okay, so here is the Valley of Moara in Pandora. This land, of course, is based off of the Avatar movie. This land is a little bit more recent. It opened around 2017. It has, I think, the most popular ride here, no debate, Flight of Passage, which is where we're heading. Very excited. Flight of Passage is personally one of my favorite experiences, and I think this land is so incredible. So if you're here on your next trip, even if you don't want to maybe wait that long, at least come check out the area because it's really beautiful. Absolute pro tip, if you are going to come to Animal Kingdom and you want to do Flight of Passage, in my opinion, you should either rope drop it or wait until the very end of the day, because this line really stays at the top of the list. It doesn't go down. And I have a feeling we're going to wait 165 minutes for this. Okay, found the end of the line, so I'm going to start my timer. Here we go. So for this park's early entry, they do have a few select rides open. They are Avatar Flight of Passage, Dinosaur, Expedition Everest, It's Tough to Be a Bug, the Na'vi River Journey, and Triceratops Spin. Those are all open. Of course, that's not every single attraction or ride here, but those are the ones you can do if you're staying on property and you get that early entry. Of course, though, that does mean the entirety of Pandora is open. And that also means if you don't have that early entry, this area will probably be pretty busy by the time rope drop starts, so just be aware of that. Okay, so Avatar Flight of Passage is a flight simulation ride. You get to fly on the back of a mountain banshee during the exhilarating 3D ride. It's really exciting. It's one of my favorites here in Disney World, not just Animal Kingdom. Of course, unfortunately though, this is not a ride that is suited to all body types, so if that's something you are concerned about, they do have test seats up here in the front. Just talk to these cast members over here in the blue, and they will get you taken care of if you want to test that before you wait in line. Alright, so I'm about to enter the official queue and get out of the extended queue. It is a long morning wait and you're going to the bathroom, you're taking kiddos to the bathroom, grabbing snacks, whatever. Right where I walked in, as you go underneath the sign, the wait time, you do need to have your entire party together, so try to make sure you've switched spots in line and done all those things before you get underneath that wait time sign. Alright, I'm finally getting inside. It's only been 50 minutes. That's not half bad, especially because it's still early and it's not hot. It's very humid, but it's not hot. So I'm excited about that. Alright, I'm about 60 minutes in, and I've been using my phone a lot, and even though I have my portable charger, I just don't want it to die. I did bring a book this time because I knew this would be the longest wait we wait in, so I'm going to read a book. What do you do when you're waiting in line? Because I don't know what else to do. Another thing that I really love about this queue once you get inside is all of the artwork, the Na'vi cave paintings. They're just really beautiful and put a lot of thought into it. Imagineering, baby. One thing I also think that's really important to know about the Avatar or the Flight of Passage line is there are bathrooms here. There are two about midway through the line. I've been in line for an hour and 36 minutes, and it took me that long to get up here. I think that's really nice to know, especially because this is a long line and you might be stuck here for a while, like I so far have been. And there's a potential that I have another How many minutes have I waited? 90-ish, going on 100. Potentially could have 60 more minutes. So we're gonna see how this goes. I have to admit, I get quite nervous in this room. I don't know why, but I could just see like a squirrel diving from up here and ending it all for me. And I would respect it. So this is personally my favorite section of the entire queue. It's just very nice and neat, and I don't know, there's a lot of attention to detail here in the lab. I will say, even the Banshee skull, I think is terrifying. And there I am. There you have it. Me in line.
Guys are keeping drivers on safe course. All clear.
Okay, they're sending us up to be invited into link chambers. It has taken me, let's check, 2 hours. All right, that's not horrible. That's not awful. I'm very glad I brought a book. I will say, this is probably the most tired I've been waiting in any line. I'm so glad I brought a book. My phone would be dead by now. So I'm glad I brought something. What is your favorite way to kill time in line? Because I love to do different things. I like to mix it up because I'm here alone a lot. So if you come to Disney alone, what do you do by yourself?
Slide your hips forward until you are against the chest pad, and then move your feet all the way forward. Wait until you're seated before you put on your flight visors.
Off a flight of passage. It did end up taking me 2 hours and 10 minutes. I mean, I think 30 to 40 minutes is significantly less than I thought it was going to be, so I'm pleased with it. Would I wait 130 minutes? Yes. If this is your only time at Animal Kingdom and you can't rope drop it, or you choose not to get a lightning lane, I do think it's the best right here in the park. I think it's one of the best at Disney World. I would not wait longer than that. I know I have before, so maybe I'm hypocritical for saying that. But if it's your only time to try it, yes. If you know that you can come back later, or you can ride it in a different time when it's a less wait, obviously I'm going to recommend that. Another thing I would really recommend, do rope drop. If you can and you don't want to do the individual lightning lane, which I also would potentially recommend. I don't think Animal Kingdom necessarily needs Genie Plus, but if you're looking to skip one line, you could do individual lightning lane with this. But if you are curious about those rope drop strategies, just make sure to check out How to Conquer the Most Stressful Ride in Disney World's Animal Kingdom, and they have some great tips for you there over on AllEars.net. But overall, I'm pleased with it. I love this ride, and I also think I missed out on some rain, so I will never not be happy about not being in the rain. I am so hungry and thirsty after that because it was a rough 2 hours, and I made poor decisions, and I didn't eat before I came. I had like a Lunchable, which is not a meal. I know, poor decisions. So pro tip, eat before you get in line, use the bathroom before you get in line. I thought I was gonna have to get out of line at one point because I had to use the bathroom. No, I decided not to, but pro tip, use the bathroom. All right, look at these crowds today. I mean, it is busy. All right, so I did make it to Creature Comforts. I'm starting my timer, and I'm hopping in line. If you don't know, Creature Comforts is Animal Kingdom's resident Starbucks. You can get tumblers, services, mugs, cups, and all of the good normal stuff that they have on their menu. Of course, this isn't the only coffee option here in Animal Kingdom, but it normally tends to be the busiest, but it's not looking too bad right now. So it only took me 4.5 minutes to get this. This line has definitely gone down since it was crazy this morning. If you don't know anything about me, you should know I love Starbucks coffee. This makes me literally so happy. But if you know anything else about me, my friends know this. I almost always, like when I'm here, not for lines or I'm just here to hang out, I always almost always choose Joffrey's because it feels so special to me. You can't just get it anywhere. I love Joffrey's, and of course there is one here in Animal Kingdom. There's actually two if you go back outside of the park, and those lines aren't always going to be as bad. So if you're looking to skip some lines, of course check out those Joffreys, but it's just kind of a shot in the dark. Sometimes people really love Joffrey, sometimes they prefer Starbucks. You never really know which one is going to be shorter or which one's going to be longer, but 8 times out of 10 I would say Joffrey's is always going to be shorter. Cheers. My favorite tip, and what I will do if I'm here as a guest, is get your first coffee of the day, because if you're like me, you need many, but get your first one at your resort. It's going to save you so much time, and if you're like me and you're balling on a budget, it'll also save you some cash. If you're staying on property, they do have little K-cups for you, things in your room, or you could just grab coffee off property wherever you choose and then bring it in with you after. You can also mobile order some of the Joffreys if you're really looking to skip some lines but you need some while you're in the parks. You can actually do that at a few places like Flame Tree Barbecue, Pizza Fari, Satuli Canteen, and Restaurantsaurus. Now these restaurants, they don't have the cold brew options, they only have that hot coffee, but if you're somebody like me and you need a coffee fix after a few hours in the park, that's a great option as well. About 12:30-ish. A little after 12. So let's check. And we're, that mid-afternoon wait time. So Avatar's actually down to 1:30. Not bad. And Kilimanjaro is 115. Oh, no, it's not. It just changed to 125. So where are we going to go? Kilimanjaro safaris. That means I just have to go to Africa, which is right over there. All right, so we're headed into the Africa section here in Animal Kingdom. This is one of my favorite sections. It has the Lion King show, it has Tusker House, Harambe Village Market, Rafiki's Planet Watch, Kilimanjaro Safaris, lots of really fun, exciting things. So another aspect of Disney crowds is pinch points. What are pinch points? Pinch points are basically just areas where crowds tend to gather and they kind of get caught up. One pinch point in particular is right here in front of Tusker House. Tusker House is here to my left. If you can see the crowd. So this becomes a pinch point because the Harambe Village acrobats, they hang out around in here. They have some really awesome shows. And as you can see, they're about to start one as they're setting up their mats. But it looks like the line for Kilimanjaro is all the way back here. I can see the line for Lightning Lane back here too, which is kind of crazy. We're gonna see if I can find where the actual line is. But you can see this pinch point. It does make it hard to navigate, and Animal Kingdom tends to have a few of them. So this may or may not be the line I need to get into. I know that I saw the Lightning Lane sign for this. I don't know, I'd be a little surprised. This is so busy today. We are about to head on to Kilimanjaro Safari. So Kilimanjaro Safaris is of course, a safari where you can see lots of live animals. It's a trek through different areas of Animal Kingdom. It's actually one of the biggest rides here in all of Disney World. It is huge. You can see a lot of live animals that you couldn't see anywhere, where they are not in their natural habitat necessarily, but they are roaming. I think this is one of the most unique experiences in all of Disney because of the proximity to the animals. And everyone can ride this. There is no height requirement. So you, your friends, your little ones, everyone can ride it. Okay, so they just made an announcement that the current wait time is going to be a little bit impacted because the animals are standing in line in front of the cars, so they can't move the trucks. That might mean we're going to wait less, we're going to wait longer, we're just going to see. So it is quite warm right now. I just checked, it's only 84, but the humidity, foul, I will say. Foul. It's only 72% humidity, which is actually, that has dropped. But that's one thing to know about Kilimanjaro Line is it is all all outside. It is all open air. So I would highly recommend maybe doing it in the morning. That is also when the animals are most active, so the lines might be longer, but that's my favorite time to go, especially if you can rope drop it. If you can buy, perhaps, like maybe buy Lightning Lane for Flight of Passage and then rope drop Kilimanjaro, that's my favorite way to do Animal Kingdom and probably what I would recommend the most. I think about, like, I love to be either productive or super lazy every day of my life. Like, it's one or the other. There's no in between. And I'm planning the next 5 years of my life as I stand here. Don't know what they're going to look like, but I'm planning them, because what else do you do when you're by yourself and you have nothing but a book or your thoughts? And I've read a lot, so I'm going to take a pause. What do you do when you're by yourself and you're just hanging out? Like, what do you think about? Is it weird that I plan my life? Is it weird that I talk to myself? Perhaps. I have been in line for 52 minutes, and I have only walked in this one circle, like this little area. And I will show you. So this building right here, that door, I don't know if you can see it, but right here is the door. That's where I walked in. Luckily, it's been really overcast. There's lots of fans out here, so it's not been hot. It's humid. It's still humid, but it's not crazy hot. But if you know you're going to be in line for Kilimanjaro for a long time, you should probably know you're going to walk in the same circle for a minute, and it's going to be warm. So prepare as you do.
Thank you for touring with Kilimanjaro. When it comes to safaris, we go wild. We ask that you please keep your group together. Keep up with the party.
Of Kilimanjaro Safari, and I have to say that was one of the best safaris I've been on in a really long time, where it was overcast and it's been a little bit rainy today. It means that it's been cooler. I got to see the lions, I got to see elephants, I got to see giraffes really close, and the thing is you always get to see some really amazing animals when you're on it. But I don't know the last time I've seen the lions in the middle of the day. I mean, it's almost 3 now, about 2:30. I have not seen the animals out this frequently in the middle of the day in a long time. So if it's overcast when you're here, or it's cooling down, that might be a great time to go. Of course, I did wait about 77 minutes. I personally would wait that for this. I think that's a pretty good wait time for such a popular ride on such a busy day like today. Would I wait that normally? It would really depend on the day and what I'm doing. If you are going to wait in line for Kilimanjaro Safari, make sure that you are prepared to be outside, since a lot of that queue is outside. Part of it is shaded, but just be prepared for that. I think it's really important to know that the ride times will drop throughout the day, but it's also important to know that the ride does not run all day. Tonight it's closing around 6:15. That's about 45 minutes before the park closes. When Kilimanjaro does close for the night, that is all based on the sunset and the weather. If you don't know this already, the cast members actually do drive the trucks that you sit on, so once that visibility goes down, it's just not safe anymore for them to drive, so make sure you check that time of when it closes. There are signs all around the park, especially at the entrance to the ride and on My Disney Experience, so make sure to check that out if you're here and you want to make sure you ride Kilimanjaro Safari. It's a little bit later in the afternoon now. It's getting close to 3. I'm pretty hungry. I have really not eaten that much today, so I want to see what mobile order options are available. I know which one I'm hoping will be available for right now, but we're going to check and see. Luckily for me, my lunch choice did actually end up working out. I chose to mobile order from Flame Tree Barbecue. Flame Tree Barbecue is probably, in my opinion, one of the most popular quick services here in Animal Kingdom. I would say only Satuli Canteen is probably more popular. Those two, both of those options actually do offer mobile order, which I highly recommend utilizing. You do get to skip those lines. Normally, I love Satuli Canteen over in Pandora, but I've had it a lot lately, so I think I'll skip it for now. Here it is, the lunch of the day. I'm actually very excited about this. So this is a baked macaroni and cheese with pulled pork, barbecue sauce, and onion rings on top. You can't smell it. I wish you could smell this. It smells so amazing. So normally if you order this as is, coleslaw will also come on it. Sometimes I'm wonky about coleslaw, so I decided to get it on the side so that way if I do like it, I can just add it myself. And I have a really beautiful, nice view because Flame Tree has some amazing seating. And because it's later in the afternoon, there's tons of it available. Even if you just need to take a break, I think this is a really nice area to hang out in, and it's very chill, which is one of my favorite parts. But there are lots of birds around. If you're not a fan of birds, definitely take that into consideration. And one thing that I really love that they do is they give you extra barbecue sauce, so that way if you want some, have at it, which I love. I love this. It's good and cheesy. You can tell that it's baked. Like, it's not, it might be processed cheese, but it doesn't feel super processed. It just feels like real good cheese. It's not like plastic cheese. I love the barbecue sauce. To me, it's a little bit sweeter, which I really like. I like a sweeter barbecue sauce. I don't like a vinegar-based one as much. I love this kind of combination of things, though. I just love mac and cheese any way I can get it. Also, here's this. It's a pretty good onion ring. Not the best one I've ever had, but good and crunchy breading, a good size onion. I personally wouldn't add any more barbecue sauce until I start to get towards the middle where it's just not, you know, it's non-existent. I've eaten off the top and a little messy. It has been such a good day. It's just exciting to be here. It's not, knock on wood, it's not rained on me yet. I think I missed a majority of it when I was in line for Flight of Passage. It just feels amazing, and it is very busy. Like, the crowds are definitely out here, but as far as like lunch goes, I think eating a later lunch was a great idea because the crowds have already eaten. I also think that if you're here during like the hotter part of the summer or the year and you want to kind of escape the crowds during your mealtime, but you don't want to wait for a late lunch, get a dinner reservation or get a dining reservation. I think that's a great way to get out of the heat, get out of the crowds, and you get a really nice meal. And I think Animal Kingdom food can be underrated. I don't think it's not my favorite. It is not my favorite food, but I personally believe that a lot of Animal Kingdom's food is underrated. Like, to me, this is good. It's different. It's not just the same theme park food you get everywhere. The coleslaw is actually pretty good today. It's good and crunchy, and it's not heavy on the mayo. I'm just happy to be here. I do miss my friends, though. Quincy really makes me laugh, and Sage really makes me laugh. Like, Quincy and I just vibe, and the moment we met each other, we were just like twin flame soul sisters, because she's just kind and funny and smart and everything like I want to be, and Sage is so funny. And then Breedlove, just a heart of gold, that man. I adore him. I love talking on the phone to him. Fry's like my soul sister. I think about her all the time. Miranda and Hannah are the nicest people I've ever met. I don't know, it's just crazy that I get to call those people my friends, and I'm lucky enough to do that. And I miss them, especially when I'm by myself in lines. I love a good solo park day, but I love those cats. I hope they're good. Animal Kingdom has a lot of great food options that aren't on mobile order. Things like Eight Spoons Cafe, the Dino Diner, Terra Treats, Smiling Crocodile. There's a lot of really fun walk-ups. They aren't open all day. Mr. Kamal's. There's a lot of really fun treats there that you can't really get anywhere else outside of Animal Kingdom, or that just offer really unique things that maybe if you're trying to switch up your theme park food, they have some fun options. They don't necessarily offer seating because they are more of like walk-ups rather than whole quick services. So you kind of have to decide if you want some different foods that maybe aren't on mobile order and don't have some good seating, but it is really good food. These options aren't open all day though, even though they are some of my favorite in Animal Kingdom. So make sure to check My Disney Experience to see what all options they have and how long they're open, so that way if you are wanting something different, you can look at those options. So I just checked wait times to see where I'm headed next, and wait times have dropped pretty significantly. It is now like 3:30. That means people have probably park hopped at this point, and a lot of people will do Animal Kingdom in the morning and then park hop. Avatar is still a pretty long wait. It's 110 minutes, but the next wait time after that, the next highest, which will be our last for the day, is going to be Na'vi River Journey. Do I think it's worth an 85-minute wait? Not necessarily. I can say that before I even ride it. But we're going to see how accurate that is and if the crowds are really there. I didn't actually buy this bottle of water. I asked for a cup of water, and the cast member was just really, really sweet and gave me a whole bottle. But this brings up a great point for me to discuss. Okay, sorry, off topic. The rage that I feel about the size of Loungefly pockets. Look at this. Despite my whole might, I can't get it in. Maybe if I crush it a little bit with the lid open. This is my petition for Loungeflies to make much bigger pockets. Okay, I'm giving up. Absolutely giving up. I am leaving Flame 2 Barbecue and heading. Oh my goodness! Kevin! Kevin. I love Kevin. She is one of the best parts of Animal Kingdom. I love that Animal Kingdom has the characters that just kind of pop up. Same for like the floating cavalcades. I love when they just pop up and you get to see them and it's like a nice little fun surprise. As I am headed to the Navi River Journey, I feel compelled to share my story. I think this is the neatest thing in the world. It's one of the coolest things that ever happened to me. So when I was a cast member here, Disney will do late evenings. They'll do special cast member events where cast members get to go into certain sections of the park, just them, if they register for the event, and they get to ride the rides and enjoy some of the things. It's really neat. I got to go to the one for Pandora, and I also got to do one for Toy Story Land, which Toy Story Land had just opened when I was here, so it was really cool. I don't know why, but I decided that I really wanted to ride Navi River Journey. It was the first time I had ever been on the ride, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be amazing, and then no one else was on the entire ride because everybody had gone to Flight of Passage. So I get to say that I was one of the only people to ride Navi River Journey that night, and I was completely by myself, and it was such a cool experience. So that's my story. Not exciting, but very cool to me. Let's see, I see people waving. Oh, Mickey and Minnie! And Pluto! So seeing the cavalcade kind of float by does remind me that in Animal Kingdom, unlike Magic and other places, there aren't any parades. There are shows though, like the Harambe Village Acrobats. They can create crowds, kind of like how parades will create crowds in Magic Kingdom. I don't think it's necessary to stake out a spot for shows like Harambe Village Acrobats, but it is important to know when the show times start, so that way you can kind of check. Oh, Pocahontas! So that way you can check and make sure you're there when those shows start. And then there goes Pocahontas and Nico. Here we are back in the Valley of Moara. So if you're not familiar with Disney World, it's not really a surprise to me that these were two of the longest wait times today. Valley of Moara and Pandora in general is so crowded. It's one of the newest parks, or one of the newest sections in the park. It is the newest section in the park. It's one of the newest parts in Walt Disney World in general. So to me, it's not surprising that it is so busy. Plus, Avatar, although widely sometimes forgotten, was the #1 movie of all time for a while. Here we are at the entrance to the Navi River Journey. Right now the wait time is posted about 80 minutes. This ride is where you get to take a nice, subtle, quiet boat ride through the Valley of Moara. It has some amazing animatronics and it's a really beautiful ride. It is a shorter ride, but I think very beautiful. And because it is so slow moving, there is not a height requirement for this one, so anyone can enjoy it. Okay, started my timer. We are walking through the queue. One thing about this queue that I think is important to note if you've not been in it, can you hear the noises? It's not interactive, but it's very immersive. I think it's a cool little queue. It's not the best queue that Disney's ever done, but a big majority of it is covered, and that's the important part. So if you do wait later in the day and it's sunny, this is at least one that you won't get sunburnt while you're waiting. It's starting to rain. I don't know. I don't think you can see it because it's just sprinkling, but it is starting. And I hope I make it inside. My luck is that I will when it starts. But fingers crossed. That's the covered part. I am barely not under it. But I will say this is the first time in a long time that I've not walked straight underneath that section. So I do think it might be a little bit of a wait. But that's okay. We planned for this, and so did the crowds. Because apparently they all came here. I've been waiting for a while, but that also means I've been standing for multiple hours today, so gotta get stretches stretched. The entire queue is completely full, all the way to the back. I don't know if I've ever stood all the way back here before. I will say I'm normally somebody who skips River Journey. I don't necessarily love a long wait for a shorter ride. I understand why people love it. It is really beautiful. It has some of the most amazing animatronics Disney's ever done. But I normally skip it if there's a long wait, so I'm eager to see how long this takes. I will admit to you, I'm an hour in. This has been the worst line I've had to wait in today. It is crawling. We are barely moving. I am so tired. This has been the hardest line. And of course it is the end of the day, so that's part of it. But just a tough line in general. They just divided us up. I'm still not at the ride. There's a little bit of a queue left. Not much. I'm about to be get into the boat. What's the word? I'm about to get on the ride. But it has taken me a full, 85 minutes. So, I mean, they pretty much nailed it. Okay, I made it to the boat. It only took 86 minutes. This is my, not longest wait today, but this is my most accurate to what Disney said it would be wait. So I just wrapped up here at the Navi River Journey. It did take me about 86 minutes, so right on the dot, you know, give or take a few minutes. Would I wait that? Absolutely not. I would not wait that. I would not wait more than probably 40 minutes for this ride. I think it's beautiful, and I absolutely appreciate the artistry that went into it, but I don't necessarily think that short of a ride is worth that much of your time in the parks. I think if you're really into Pandora or your kiddos need a chill ride, or maybe you need a chill ride, this is a good one. But I think that even just watching the kids in line around me, this is a really hard line. There's really not a lot to see, and you just kind of go in circles for most of it, or, you know, kind of snake up and down the rows. And it's tough. Like, even as an adult, it was hard just to stand there basically and inch along for 86 minutes. So if you're going to do this and you know it's a longer wait, make sure you or your kiddos have those things to keep you kind of distracted and keep you busy, because this is a long time to just kind of stand there and not do anything. I still don't think this is a park that you need Genie Plus for. If I had rope dropped, or if I had chosen to just use the individual lightning lane, I think my day would have gone a lot faster. I'm actually really pleased. It's been a great day, but I really just don't think that you need Genie Plus for this park. So currently here in Animal Kingdom, the nighttime show is called the Tree of Life Awakenings. In the Tree of Life Awakenings, you can see flickering fireflies magically appear, and they kind of stir to life animal spirits, as Disney likes to say. It does begin when the sun goes down, and it continuously occurs every 10 minutes until the park closes. And although it's not fireworks, a lot of people will park hop to go to Animal Kingdom or Epcot to see those nighttime fireworks. So you can kind of expect to see the lines drop here, not because of fireworks here, but because of fireworks in other parks. I think that's a great time to ride some rides, check everything out, and you can get in line for a lot of the rides right until that close time. For Animal Kingdom right now it's 8 o'clock, but that does fluctuate with the hours and the time of year. Alrighty, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me and the crowds here in Animal Kingdom today. Remember, if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe. Now go check out Sage and all of his crazy latest updates here in Animal Kingdom. Bye!